Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to fall off a cliff and not fall off a cliff. So opening up Virtual Robotics Toolkit, sorry about that. If you press, now if you've already downloaded the Lego one, don't worry about it, you can just close it here. I haven't, so just click in here and then press F8. For Apples, it's probably function F8, and also those who have laptops, it might be function F8. So just press that. It expands, shows you the make code program underneath, and then expands fully. So this is what it usually looks like when you're ready to go, but we're just going to, I'll show you some other views. So this is the full-on programming view, so that's all you need. And then if you go to here again, please don't, there it is, and click on VRT, it will show you this. Now just for the moment we're going to go to the Sandbox, so I want to show you something. What to do that is what gets you the robot in this environment. And this is the same robot that we had before with nothing on it that we added to. I'll just remind you how to add. So you go to this view here and we add an ultrasonic sensor on the front at the bottom, and we add a color sensor here and a color sensor on the other side. So we have to choose right and then add that. Then we go OK. Now the problem we have is that we don't know which ports they go into because there's nothing that says. The only way I found to do it was to experiment. However, there is a way, and the way to do it is, you can see there's this screen. If you press F12 or function F12, it comes to this. Just close that and you've got all these extra ones along the top. The two we're interested in is the objects list, so click on that and just drag it across. Once it goes out of the, no, it doesn't want to, there it goes. And then we need the object properties as well, which is that one there. Okay, and we click on the educator vehicle, come over here, click on the educator vehicle there as well, and then we have all the properties which include the ports. So we can see that sensor port has the right color sensor, which I presume is that one, and port 3 has the left color sensor, which is what we're going to need in a minute, and port 4 has the ultrasonic sensor, which is the one at the front. I've pushed the wrong buttons here, so sorry. So that's the right, that's the left, and that's the ultrasonic. Okay, so we can close all that, and we can also go back into the simple view, although if you're comfortable with this you can also stay on this view because it won't make any difference. There we go, and you'll see all the things displayed that can be in here. So there's objects, the cuboids, which are those, the educator vehicle, and the sandbox, which is this, which has to interact with the vehicle. All this is just a background view. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the simple view where you go up here to see that, and now we're going to choose a different one because we're not using the sandbox. We're going to choose the cleanup challenge, which is this one here. Now I've already opened it, so but I'm just going to go no, I can overwrite that one. So here we are with the robot in the middle of nowhere, and it's pretty easy to make him fall off a cliff. But firstly we need to go to the program. Now I'm going to have a full screen, which is this one here, and new project and fall off cliff. Create, and while it's doing that, all we need to do for fall off a cliff is make it go forward and keep it going. So we go to motors, and tank motor, forward 50% forever. And now to see what we're doing, we're going to go to the half view, which is that one there, and just move around a bit so we can see it a little better, zoom in. Okay, and then scroll down until you get to the play button, hit play, and off it goes, and you can see it fall down there. Alright, and this one resets as soon as it's dead, but if it doesn't, you press stop, and there it is again. Now, as we learnt the last time, we can use our sensors to notice things, and the sensors we're going to use in this one are these two light sensors, because this is dark and this is light. So as soon as these sensors get a high reading, we need to turn around or move backwards or something. So we go to sensors, and in a similar way before, we look for color, and we just want the plain color sensor 3 color. Actually, we don't want that. We like light intensity, which is reflected light. There it is there. Okay, but we need something to put it in. So we go first to so we've got a forever loop. Now all we need is a logic, and so actually we could use the while true one. That's the easiest one. So while this is true, because it keeps doing it, if it sees another one, it'll do it again, which is a good thing to have. And then we need it's either maths or it's here, comparison, that's the one, into there. While something equals, what we need is greater than, so while it's greater than, I'm just going to put a number in there, actually probably a bit too high. We'll be able to see the sensor numbers here a bit later on. And then we need the sensors, so while color sensor reflected light, that's the one we want. Color sensor 3 reflected light is greater than 50. What we want to do is we want to spin around, perhaps move back a little bit first. So we'll go backwards minus 0.5 to get us off the edge, and then we will duplicate that, it's nice and easy, and spin around for 1 rotation at minus 50. Okay, so on start nothing, then forever, go forward, and then while the reflected light is greater than 50, then we go backwards a bit and spin around. Let's have a look to see what it does. Let's get a bit closer. There we go. Hit play, and there it goes, back, spins around, goes somewhere over there, and oh, knocked that over. Now it's going a bit crazy. Notice it doesn't notice those blocks. Yes, it does. Oh, and it's gone. Well, that didn't work, did it? So, first thing to do, well, it did work, but you'll notice it does some crazy things up here. I'll leave that for you to work out. But what we're going to do is we're going to push over this. So the next thing we want to do, and also we've only got one sensor, sensor 3, which is on the right hand side. So if it's angled sideways, I don't know whether I can do that. No, so this one goes over first. It won't read that, so this wheel might get on the edge and fall down. I was hoping to show that, but it hasn't done it. Oh, the other thing is, did you have a look at this? Let's just put another sensor in. What we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So we'll duplicate the whole thing, put that, whoops, got the hold of the wrong thing, in there, and we're just going to change sensor 3 to, what was the sensor? I think it was sensor 1, wasn't it? So sensor 3 reflected light, sensor 1 reflected light. So either side goes up, it's going to do the same thing. Let's test that out. So it's doing that crazy dance again. I'll see if you can work out why that is and how to fix that. Okay, now, so it's not falling off at least. Now what we need to do is we need to find this and push it off the cliff. So to do that, we need the ultrasonic sensor. So what we're going to do is, before that, is we might do exactly the same thing. Put that in there. Where's my duplication? Did I duplicate it? There it is there. It's behind. So I have to grab that, bring it in front. Oops. I wonder if there's an undo. Control Z. Yes, that works. So just grab this and leave it there for the moment. We don't want it in there though. We want it outside by itself before things start moving forward. And what we want to do is, instead of the color sensor, we want to use the ultrasonic sensor. So ultrasonic distance, and there it is there. So while ultrasonic distance is greater than, let's see, what's the distance from there to there? Maybe a meter, so we'll go 90. We want to spin around. So we'll get that out of the way. Whoops, we don't want them both to go. We'll just delete that one. And make that -50. Or we could even go slow, but we'll leave it on minus. No, we'll do 20 to make it nice, slow movement around. -20. We can speed it up later to see if that works. And we don't want that. We just want it to keep going. So while the distance is greater than 90, it's spinning around, which means as soon as it's less than 90, which means it sees something, it will check to see if it's on the edge. What's this? Okay, that dropped out of there, so we need to put that back in here. Come over here. So that is my back, so we need a spin block, which is this one here. So we put that in there, bring that up to here, and I think that gets deleted. Doesn't want to go anywhere at the moment. I'll just, there. I think I've got it good. Into the bin. And put that one in the bin as well. We don't need an on start. And this one on the bin, Okay, so forever, while distance is greater than 90, slowly spin around. Then while sensor 3 reflected light is greater than 50, then do that. And then while the other one, now the only thing we haven't got is the moving forward, so we'll just put that at the bottom. Tank motor 50% forward. Make sure it's not in any of the other while loops. So if none of the other conditions apply, in other words, if it's closer than 90 centimeters, that's the bricks here, and if it's less than 50, in other words, on the dark stuff, then it will go forward. So let's see how that goes. Whoops. Okay. So I'm just going to do something. You're supposed to work this out for yourself, but anyway, it looks like I've got to do it anyway. See if you can see why I'm doing that, and here we go. Oh, yeah. It's still doing it. Let's go 95. Oops. Oh, okay, that's what I did wrong. Maybe. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, I found it and knocked it over, and off it goes. Okay, stop finding those blocks. I finally found it. Alright. Okay, now see how it's going, spinning around all the time? That's because those reflection things are doing crazy things. But when it gets to white, it goes, so I'm going to try 98, see if that makes a difference. So while reflected light is greater than 98, it might be that because they're both shining. Don't know. Let's try that. No, it's still getting disturbed. No, at least it got it, and off it goes. But it's cleaning the job, so it's got it done. Alright, I'll leave you to see if you can find out. See, it goes up to 100% there. How to fix that, and I'll see you later.